He stares directly into the camera. A cold smile flickers across his lips. He's sitting inside a quiet room. Bare walls, no decorations, just a desk and a laptop. And then, with a voice eerily calm, he says, "Hello, I just killed someone." There's no scream, no laughter, no sound of sirens in the background. Just a confession. Uploaded to YouTube. Within hours, thousands of people will watch it. But nobody knows yet whether this is real or the sick fantasy of a disturbed mind. Timeline. The crime unraveled. It started like many viral videos do, quietly, with a strange title. "Hi, I am a murderer," posted by a user calling himself Mr. Anime. His real name was Trevor Jacob McDermott, a 22-year-old man from Texas who already had an audience online. Not for confessions, but for reviews of Japanese animation, violent video games, and dark humor skits. For 3 years, Trevor had built a small but loyal fan base. He was quirky, socially awkward, and obsessed with dystopian storylines. But no one thought he was dangerous. On March 13th, 2012, everything changed. Trevor sat down in front of his camera, but instead of reviewing a show or making jokes like he usually did, he stared blankly at the lens. "I think it's about time I came clean." He confessed that he had killed his entire family. His mother, his father, his older brother. And then he ended the video with a chilling promise. "I know I'll probably be caught, but I guess this is my goodbye." His viewers didn't believe him at first. Comments poured in. "Is this a prank? Trevor, please tell me you're joking." "Dude, stop." But Trevor didn't reply, and within hours, the truth began to surface. Investigation. The real-life horror behind the screen. One viewer, disturbed by the video, flagged it to YouTube and called the police. Authorities in Houston checked on Trevor's home. They arrived at a suburban house on Champions Forest Drive. The front door was unlocked. Inside, they found 3 bodies. Each had been shot execution style. Trevor's mother, Michelle, was found in her bedroom. His father, Lloyd, lay in the hallway, and his older brother, Brian, was upstairs in his room. There were no signs of forced entry, no struggle, no robbery, nothing stolen, just 3 lifeless bodies, and a camera pointed at Trevor's desk in his bedroom upstairs, still recording. Detectives recovered 2 handguns from a backpack. One was a .22 caliber pistol. The other, a .45 caliber semi-automatic. And next to them, a printed letter. Trevor wrote he was fed up with life, that he felt ignored, empty, and obsessed with ending things. He wrote he wanted to see how it felt to take a life. When they finally caught him just 3 days later, Trevor was at a bus station trying to leave town. His hair was cut short. His backpack was light. Inside, cash, anime DVDs, a journal, and a GoPro camera. Aftermath, the psychology of a digital confession. What makes someone film their confession and upload it publicly? Prosecutors said Trevor wasn't trying to get away with it. He wanted attention. He wanted the world to know what he'd done. This was his final performance. Some psychologists believe Trevor had developed a narcissistic delusion, fueled by isolation and an online persona that distorted his perception of reality. Others said he lacked empathy, an alarming mix of depression and sociopathic tendencies. But one detail stood out. Trevor always talked about pulling the trigger on life in his videos. Fans thought it was just dark humor. They shared memes about it. They laughed. But underneath, there was a seed that later grew into something violent. The line between online fiction and offline reality had shattered. What was once just content became a confession, a horror film made real. In court, Trevor showed no emotion. When the judge asked him why he filmed the confession instead of turning himself in, he said, "I thought it would make an impact." And it did. People began to fear the blurred identity of digital personas. How many more people were hiding in plain sight, behind usernames, behind content? A seemingly ordinary fan of animations had turned into a murderer and used YouTube, once a place of entertainment, to expose his truth. Closure, a disturbing reflection on the digital age. Trevor McDermott was sentenced to life in prison. No possibility of parole. The video was taken down, but thousands had already downloaded it. Re-uploads appeared on dark web forums, true crime channels, even mainstream news broadcasts. Whether he wanted fame, control, or simply an audience, Trevor had achieved what he wanted. He made people watch. And for years afterward, viewers of his old anime reviews found themselves revisiting the videos, looking for signs, trying to connect the dots, searching for the moment where everything went wrong. But that's the horror of this case. There wasn't a moment. It was a slow collapse, one that went unnoticed until it was too late. Because sometimes the scariest monsters don't hide in the shadows. They sit in front of us, talk to us, create content we love. They look like just another person online, but behind the screen, they're already gone.